something that we can put in on the portal.
Often conversations come up about these big complex problems. Safety, crime. We came at this project with Jackson Association of Neighborhoods with walkability at our core. And the reason is because we know that a walkable community is a safer community. Because of that, we decided to start a project called Walk and Talk. The idea is simply meeting in the streets. We rock the neighborhood and we talk about what residents want to see. We talk about what could this green space be? What could this concrete wall be? What do we want to see and how do we get there?
This project has really been a good learning experience. It's been our first pilot project on focusing on one neighborhood. And when we decided to come to Mid-City, we brought in all the different organizations that are in and around it, along with the Community Foundation, Operation Shoestring, and then other organizations just started asking, how do we get involved?
It's always important to Shoestring to honor the families holistically. And we can't do that if we're not looking at the community and what's inside the community, what they have and what resources and supports that we can provide to what they desire, the vision of it. So being a part of the Walk and Talk, I knew all the time, but it reinforced this community is no different than my own. We want to feel safe, we want to feel heard, and we want the resources that are really just our right to have, clean streets. So seeing the residents come out and say those things and really wanting to take charge and have us behind them has really been just actually life-changing on a personal level, but also something that Operation Shoestring can get behind and really support. So.
We have a partner called the Mid-City Community Development Corporation, who is based in Mid-City and will continue having monthly meetings to talk about what residents have to say.
It's been an interesting experience, but a very hopeful experience. I think with every meeting we've had, every community meeting, and even with the Walk and Talk, we've seen more participation, more community input. So I think the future is really good. I think with all the organizations we've been working with, we've established a really good foundation for relationships with the community and as well as the future.
I want my community to be woke up about things that can happen in their community that they can make happen with their voices. And not saying something is not getting undone. A closed mouth don't get fed. If we don't say what we need and we don't get at the table and sit at the table and be proactive about this, be transparent about it, it's gonna go over our heads again. And a lot of people that's in the community are now waking up and wanting to come. As you see today, a lot of people showed up today. That was cool. You know, and we want people to continue to show up, continue to voice their opinion about what they want to see in their neighborhood, how they want to see the community look. Because this is my community too. I live over here.
Questions on the form, but basically it's, you know, we're trying to think about what is possible.
The city approved a project to rehabilitate this bridge, repaint this bridge, and clean up this area. The biggest challenge in doing all this is the railroad.
It was great today. We had a lot of different perspectives. We had technical experts. We had people who could share the history of the neighborhood. We had church leaders, neighborhood residents, people who were born in the neighborhood, moved away and came back, and just walking up and down and being able to just stop and say, well, what about this house? What's going on here? And really start to talk about what could be done. I think that it's good that we had to work through a lot of this.
We own this property. Whether we own it or not, we own it as a community.
Good to see you. Do you think we can do this through the...
This was the setting place for checkers. All the old men. They would sit here every day, all day long, as I can remember as a little boy.
That was one of my ideas is to have a tour. People to, every day I learn the history of Jackson. Because I didn't know that this was the place that this happened, you know.
We want other neighborhoods to raise their hand and say, we want to do this. We're trying to create a packet and kind of a template for other neighborhoods to take and do on their own, but we also want to assist them so that we can connect organizations and bring resources into communities to solve problems together using best practices and data, human capital, resources, assets to focus on so that we lift up the good and kind of solve the bad.
This summer, I want to see kids in the park. I'm gonna have some coaches in the park with me. We're gonna be playing kickball, flag football. We're gonna have a basketball tournament with the help of the foundation around us. We're gonna do that. But y'all got first, we got to get together as a community.
Good job. Good job.
What are some of the barriers?
Oh, we talked about corner stores. In having corner stores, we need to ensure that they are properly secured.
This will be the first model for every other neighborhood to follow, to see that, okay, if they did this over here in the area of Mid-City and people know Mid-City, it's a lot of memories in this neighborhood, in this community. And I refuse, along with the community, to let the community just follow.